Welcome to my video. My name is Drew, and I am going to explain exactly what I have written in this report that I have submitted, prepared over the past year on the issue of the Randolph Village Police District and what has happened since the town and village merged together in 1984 and what I think needs to be done about it. Okay. For background, I got to keep the video short. So it's got to be less than 15 minutes here. So I'm just going to do a brief overview of the town and village merged together in 1984, and they kept the village police district tax, as probably everyone already knows. What has happened since the town and village merged together is the businesses have slowly but surely moved out of the village and either just left the area, or in many cases they've relocated south of the village to areas that are no longer in the police district. So what I believe this has created is a traffic problem due to the bottleneck that exists right in Randolph Village, where you must go over the bridge to get to Route 12 South. And that's what all of these arrows represent. These are all of the feeder routes for all the area residents, whether you live in Braintree, Brookfield, Randolph Center, East Randolph, North Randolph, South Randolph. You got to go north to go to Route 66. Everybody comes down to the intersection with Route 12, Route 12A, and Route 66. And that bridge is the only way over that river to get to either Route 12 South or Beanville Road and all the businesses that are located there. And if you think about, Central Supplies is one of the biggest and most visible, but Shaw's Grocery Store used to be the P&C downtown, and that was also a major draw that is no longer in the village. You also have all the factories on Beanville Road that employ however many people are there. And we used to have factories that were located in the village. Ethan Allen employed over 400 people at one point. We had Vermont Castings, Merry Maids, Branchwoods, and then all the retail businesses on Main Street. It used to be that Main Street was a visible and necessary location, a gold standard, really. It used to be Main Street location anywhere USA was a gold standard for a business, because of the access and the visibility that it provided, all the drive-by advertising that results from having a Main Street location. Well, that location is no longer in demand. A Main Street location is no longer desirable by most retail businesses, and that's why we've seen vacancy after vacancy throughout the village district. Okay, now here we've got a picture going over the bridge, and you can see the bottleneck that is created there. And here we have pictures of Main Street businesses that used to exist: Lampson's Hardware, Scribner's, the music shop, no longer there. Ben Franklin and Bellmeans. That was, if you couldn't get what you needed at Bellmeans or the hardware store or Central Supplies, then you didn't need it. You had the Thomas store, Marusi's Market. We once had 5 grocery stores all within sight of each other. We had the Marusi's, the Night Owl, Tewksbury's, and the PNC, and there was one more I can't remember. Here we've got Branchwoods Manufacturing. You can see the smokestack in the distance, the old Ethan Allen factory on Hull Street. Yes, there are employers there now, but nowhere near what they used to employ, I don't believe. The Central Supplies location on Hull Street, which is now self-storage, definitely not generating traffic from that like Central Supplies used to. Merry Maids on Pleasant Street used to have people streaming out of there every day at 3:30 when the factory let out. No longer there. Prince Street location of the original Vermont Castings foundry. Now the bowling alley. You can see the smokestack there in the distance. And then going way back, the old Brigham Gelatin Factory was another one. Now vacant and just sitting there, rotting away. This was Central Supply's Main Street location, which later became Braley's Feed Store, and now it's Heritage Real Estate and Curves. I don't believe either one of them generates as much traffic as Central Supplies did. And now we've got another vacant building on Main Street. Al's Pizza is now vacant and for sale. The old Night Owl is now a gazebo, totally empty. It's not drawing anybody. And the old Salisbury Street was named for Salisbury Furniture, and that was Ethan Allen's location, and now it's condos. So you can see the smokestack here from School Street in the distance. And then we have got another one destroyed by fire. It was the old pizza shop, China Jade, and the tack shop on Main Street next to the old Tewksbury's, and now they're both gone. Vacant lot, not rebuilt. Why do they not get rebuilt? What is the reason that all these businesses have left the village and nothing has come in to replace it, or nothing of significance? It's because the retail environment has changed. The era of big box stores demands acres of parking, and a Main Street location is no longer desirable. When you combine that with the police tax, which is a disincentive to businesses to locate in the village, it's easy for businesses to locate out of the village where they already have numerous other reasons to be there, and avoiding the police tax is just a bonus. So what you have is the town has created a traffic problem by approving all of this development south of the village, and the only way to get there is through this bottleneck in the village, which the town now has to deal with. And you can see the results of that in the traffic that has been reported for the data the Randolph Police Department submitted for the 6 months ending December of 2023. Once you strip out fingerprints here, and I'm just going to go through this briefly because I got to keep the video short, but I've analyzed all this data. Now, I downloaded all this data on my own and paid $40 for the software to extract it from the PDF file so I could analyze it. This is data that has never been submitted by the police department before. If you look back through the town reports, nothing like this exists anywhere. We used to report arrests by category, but we've never reported incidents by category. So this is, for the first time, we have an actual look at where the incidents are that are demanding the most time from law enforcement. And when we combine traffic, motor vehicle complaints, accidents, and directed patrol, which is patrol of a traffic area of concern, you've got 38% of the incidents are directly related to traffic and highways. And all the other categories are single digits. I mean, most of them don't even make this, but I've got all the data listed down here by category, right down to even single numbers. So when you add it all up, the traffic is the major problem that the law enforcement demand is coming from, and the traffic is not benefiting the village. It is a burden because the law enforcement has to deal with it, and the traffic is not coming to the village. They're just going through the village to get to where they're going. And I think you can also see that in where the police sit to monitor the traffic. It's right at the entrance and the exit to the village, right by the golf course on Route 66 and by the hospital. And now the hospital and the schools are another big traffic problem. To get to school, which all of these areas all send their kids down to the village to go to school now. And that creates another huge traffic problem. That traffic is all coming from the town. It's not coming from the village. So this is a town problem that is, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not trying to say that it's anybody's fault. This is just what's happened over the last 40 years. And this is what I think we need to address in order to deal with it. So I'm going to cut the video off right there. Please, if you have questions, comments, if you disagree with me, please tell me why. Don't be afraid. You can't hurt my feelings. I would welcome all feedback. And I thank you for listening. I'll make another video later on some of the more detailed aspects of my report, but I think that's good for now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.